and welcome to another edition of the Relentless Podcast presented by Baptist Health. Once again, my name is Patrick Murphy, and joining me as always, the head coach of your Jacksonville University women's basketball team, Darnell Haney. Coach, how are we doing today? It's sun's shining, it's warm out, it's another fantastic Wednesday out here on the First Coast.
Absolutely. Great day today. It's not cold, which was, some of the what the weather was last week. So we've been good. We just getting ready and getting prepared for this weekend.
Yeah, so getting prepared for this weekend, kind of in the middle of what is honestly an unexpected four-game homestand. Had FGCU at home this past weekend, and you got the games with Kennesaw State that were originally supposed to be the conference opener games way back in January, back at the first of the year, getting ready to get played this weekend. That kind of leads me to the first question I wanted to ask you is, with these new games against the Owls getting added to this portion of the schedule, how do you think the team is better prepared for this, playing these games now as opposed to playing them back at the beginning of the year in January?
I don't know if I think we've been, tested. I don't know if there's as big of a difference. I think right now going into this Kennesaw game, we kind of got a bigger glimpse of who they are and what they want to do, and we kind of got a glimpse of who we are and what we're trying to do. So I just think both teams will be able to go in and have a really good feel for what each other is trying to do. So it's going to be a good series and a good battle.
Absolutely. I said this past weekend we played host to ace and leader Florida Gulf Coast. Hung with them for most of the game until Kirsten Bell decided that she just was going to go do Kirsten Bell things. But I know we've talked previously in earlier episodes about certain players on the team, kind of settling in and finding ways to contribute and kind of figuring out what their role is. And I know one name that keeps coming up is Michaela Edwards. And the last couple of weeks she's kind of been on a tear. Over this month in February, she's raised her scoring average by 3 points. Has had double figure performances in 3 of the last 6, including a career high 18 at Lipscomb. Had a 16-point game this weekend against the Eagles. Just what is? I know we've talked about this before, but just what is, what's been clicking for Michaela lately?
I just think she's been in more of attack mode, and we've had to kind of, force that out of her because she's more of a facilitating forward in her mind, but she can actually score the ball as well, and she just needs to continue to understand that and go with it. She was kind of forced into a role of scoring a little bit more with the loss of we're not being able to have Aaron out there on the floor. So she's taking it in stride. She's grasped it, and I think she's coming along really, really well. I talked with her the other day, and I told her, I just said she's starting to come into her own, and she's one of our better defenders as well. She defends post players. She can defend guards, and she's really, really, really done a great job for us.
You mentioned her presence on defense. She does have the second most defensive rebounds on the team, 55, and then has the 4th most total rebounds on the team this year. And like I said, as you mentioned, she's also been a facilitator this year, up there among the team leaders and assists as well.
Mm-hmm. She's one of those do everything players. She can post, she can shoot the 3, she handles it. She played the point for us early in the year. She's just one of those players that just is a basketball player. And she's now coming to her own. So proud of what she's been able to do. And now we just got to continue to build on that and continue to grow.
I know a name that we haven't talked too much about has been Ashley Malone. Obviously she had a big welcome to college basketball back in the season opener against Miami. Had 17 points, but it's kind of I don't want to say I've been up and down, but just kind of trying to find that consistency that you've been able to play with here in the last couple of weeks. Those games at Lipscomb, kind of a homecoming weekend for her, the national native out of Pope John Paul II High School. Had a big game against that one, had 13 points there. So this past Sunday against FGCU, really kind of took over late in that game and ended up with a new career high of 19 points. what have you seen out of her as a freshman, progressing from the start of the season to now that has really, stood out to you?
I think early when she first got in, uh, Miami game. I'll never forget like the practice before she was being a freshman. She was nervous and she was thinking about it. And then we threw her in the fire um, maybe early in that game, and she was kind of hesitant and really didn't know what she wanted to do. But then she got back in the game and kind of got in the flow of the game in Miami and um, got loose a couple times, hit some shots, and um, really helped us. Um, make a couple runs in that game. So I just think that's the Ashley Malone story. This year as a freshman, she hit a freshman wall at one time early in the year. She got an injury that kind of side that kind of put her in a little funk for a second, and then when she got back, we had to ease her way back in. And when she got back, just finding her, like you said, finding her niche, finding her where she can be successful, man. And I had a good talk with her after the first FGCU game about who we needed her to be and how we needed her to approach the game. And she did a good job that second game, defensively and on the offensive end. Taking what the defense gives her. We want her to do a little bit more, taking what the defense is giving her a little bit more. But I'm proud of her progress thus far as well.
Absolutely. It's definitely been fun to watch her play and really fun to just kind of watch her take over late in that game on Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
Talking about people that we haven't been able to see very much of lately this season. We had somebody finally made their season debut this past weekend in the form of Denise Shaw, last year's A-Sun leader in 3-point percentage. I know we're getting late in the season. There's not too many games left, but just what is having Nasia back in the rotation do for you, and just what does her presence bring to the team?
I think her presence adds a presence of comfort for our girls, for our team. I think her presence also, she's long, pretty athletic, so she can switch out on different deals and cause some disruptions defensively when she locks in. I think her being able to be a threat on the perimeter shooting the ball, which would be a help as well. We just want to make sure she understands she isn't she doesn't have to be the quote unquote savior for us, and she just got to understand that and find her little way where she can be a real big time asset to us. And that's not only going to be scoring the basketball, and she can do a lot of other things. She can pass it really well. She knows how to create. She's in the right place a lot defensively. We just got to get her to make sure that she's doing the right things defensively, and not trying to, sniff out everything and kind of be a little bit more disciplined in her defensive positioning. But I think it's huge for us having her back, because she just brings an aura and another long, athletic basketball, high basketball IQ body that's out there on the floor helping us win basketball games.
Yeah, no, we saw glimpses of that this weekend. Just kind of be in the right place at the right time. Just getting the hand up in the passing lanes, and creating some turnovers this past weekend against Florida Gulf Coast and the two games that she saw action in. Was that? I'm just curious. This is for me. Was obviously we have been having people come back from injuries at various points through the season, and there's just not too many games left. And with everybody getting the extra year from the NCAA with everything that's been going on with COVID, was that part of the plan, just to kind of get her back at some point and just kind of get her some games to get her legs back underneath her moving?
Well, initially, no. Initially, I thought she was out for the season, and we got word that she was clear to play, and she, I got on the phone with her and I asked her what she wanted to do. Like, I brought, matter of fact, I brought her in the office and I'm like, do you want to do this? You want to sit? You can always sit it out. she said she wanted to play. She wanted to help the team. So that was huge, and it was big on her part to be able to come back and do that and try to help us out. So I'm excited about what she has in store for her future. I'm excited about what she has in store for the rest of these games going forward. And I just think her best basketball, of course, is ahead of her. So, and one of the things that we wanted to make sure she did was not, and we talk about this with all of our kids, is you have to, you got to play and you have to see what's in front of you. You got to be in the moment, right? And I think sometimes she went back to her role last year. And her role last year was a little different because we had a lot of seniors around her, and this floor was a little bit more spread because we had some more shooters on the perimeter. But now her role is she's going to have to bring more energy. She's going to have to grow up a little faster than she would have had to in a regular year. So I'm excited about what she's going to be able to do. I'm excited about her as a player and as a person representing this program.
Absolutely. One of the more electrifying players in the ASUN last season coming off the bench. Again, I said led the league in 3-point percentage, shot nearly 50% from beyond the arc last season. So definitely a key piece to have back in your rotation moving ahead.
Absolutely.
Get ready to wrap up the regular season here in the next couple of weeks. On that note, and obviously these two games against Kennesaw, last two home games of the regular season, it doesn't seem like it's that time of year, but here we are, just kind of how fast things have flown by. And with the last home games, it obviously means senior day, and we would be remiss if we didn't talk about Alexis Pierce and what she's contributed this year, and
right.
Everything, just being that veteran leadership presence at on a team that had several new faces and several newcomers this year. She's kind of been a constant in your lineup.
Oh, no doubt. I think AP's been tremendous. She had a tremendous first half of both games. I thought she did a lot of things for us defensively and offensively. I'm just more proud of the person AP has become over these 4 years than anything. The player she's become, she's gotten so much better, and she's worked her butt off to do that. But the person she's become has been, she's just a phenomenal person, man. And I think she's if you wanted to look at what we wanted as a relentless women's basketball player at Jacksonville University, it would be Alexis Pierce.
Absolutely. The senior out of Savannah, Georgia, has appeared in all but one game so far, and out of all those games, she's started every single one except one, averaging nearly 10 points a game, ranks fourth on the team in assists, and obviously, it's someone that's been around, been with you for a while. Your third year as head coach, and obviously she was with you when you were the associate head coach.
Mm-hmm.
Just what is having that relationship and that experience with AP? How has that helped you? With coaching this year, and just kind of having somebody who understands and has been around what this program is and understands what you're trying to do.
I think it's huge. I get with her and I lean on her to check the pulse of where the younger players are, where the team is. She is the first one to make sure that we're taking care of business in the weight room, in the classroom. She's grown in and morphed into Mama Bear. So that's huge for her because she's always been the one being taken care of. She's she's the youngest in her family. She's the baby girl in her family. So her having to be Mama Bear is something that's new to her. But she's done a great job at doing that. And she comes and asks me questions, and we have tough conversations a lot of times about just different things that go on in the program. And we want to make sure that she's successful in anything that she does, but she also wants to make sure that the program is successful in anything that it does. So she's been huge for us, and having that relationship with her over the past 5 years, because we were in the battle recruiting her. It was us and LaSalle in the battle recruiting her. We were closer to home, and she had a really good relationship with us, and she chose us, and I'm glad she did.
Absolutely. We'll be recognizing Alexis in a brief pregame ceremony before the game on Sunday to acknowledge her accomplishments and highlight her career. Before we get going and wrap up with everything, I know we always end with this one. It's, kind of the fun part of the podcast is
Right.
What's been good that's on the menu lately?
Well, of course, our girls love it. I had some a couple weeks ago. Juicy Crab, Jacksonville, man. Juicy Crab, Jacksonville. I had just a shrimp boil, man, and it was tremendous shrimping, and it was awesome. So Juicy Crab, Jacksonville, off of Atlantic Boulevard, is awesome, man.
Yeah, no, I've been seeing that, and I've been meaning to make a point to stop by there, and just haven't had the opportunity yet.
You got to get by there, Patrick. You got to get by there, man.
Yeah, no, I said I think yesterday might have been one of the better things I've had out of the calf in recent weeks. They had some chicken gumbo yesterday.
Nice. It's always good. It's always good.
Had some of that for lunch, and then we swung back by campus yesterday and watched a little bit of baseball from the patio out there. And
nice.
Had a little bit more of that for dinner. So that hit the spot, especially last night. Kind of cool in the evening.
Right.
Cool, the damp coming off the river. So, but I was good. That really hit the spot. So, before we do wrap up, I do want to give a couple birthday shout outs to Denise Shaw. It's her birthday today. And then our senior woman administrator, Lauren Sivas. Happy birthday to both of them. And with that, I think we'll go ahead and conclude this episode of the Relentless Podcast, once again presented by Baptist Health. Be sure to follow the Jacksonville University women's basketball team on all your social media, on Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram, along with Twitter. Be sure to tune in to the games this weekend on ESPN Plus. Watch the Dolphins take on Kennesaw State. And thank you all for listening, taking time out of your day. Enjoy your day. Enjoy the rest of your week. And as always, go Dolphins.
Happy birthday, Denise and Lauren. Have a great one.